Hello. Ugh, we made it. Everything's a bit slow. Hi, Marianne. Oh, that's top chat. I want all chat. Hang on. Ugh. Allergies. Hey, Deb. Marion. Jen. Hi, guys. Oh. Joe, it's been lovely here all day. It's been 17 degrees out. I was sat out in the yard this morning having my coffee outside. I've been sat indoors since with all the windows and doors open. It's been lovely. And then all the sun's gone over the front of the house. Now I'm freezing. My hands are so cold. Oh, how are you doing? Oh, yeah, I forgot to switch it over from... I forgot I'd streamed on Twitch the other day and I had to swap it over. I was waiting for YouTube to go live and then I double-checked it and I was like, oh. Zen, Luna, Fran. Lisa, hi. Oh, yeah, allergies are rife at the moment. It's really lovely weather, albeit a little bit chilly still, and quite blowy. But because it's blowy, there's pollen everywhere. Ugh. It's far too hot in the sun. Well, it was nice out earlier. It was 17 degrees. It was just about right for me. Oh, the daff's blooming. I don't know. I haven't been out. And I can't see over the wall to see into the park to see if their flowers are out. It's tree pollen usually that gets me. A little bit late this year because it's been so cold. There's nobody out. There's nobody out here at all. It's so quiet. The most I've heard all day, I heard the guys came round to empty the recycling bins earlier and a dog barked this morning and that's it. Did I finish my Delphonics pouch? I finished both of the two small ones and made a big one. Bum, bum, bum.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I'm rather proud of this one and it's all set up. I did show it on autofocus. Need to turn that off. Yes, we want to run it in the background. No, we don't want it to autofocus. Yes, we want it to zoom out and save. There we go, that's better. It won't keep zipping in and out now. Neighbour's got 3 kids and then like mice in the house but outside they're brats. None of our kids are outside playing. Everybody's following the stay-at-home rules up here. I mean, we had to have a blooming government lockdown for the old people to stay indoors. But the kids are all indoors. It's been really nice and quiet here. We don't have a lot of gardens though. We've all got yards, but not many people have got gardens. Usually if the kids are out, they're on their bikes going up and down the cul-de-sac here. But they're not allowed to do that at the moment. Slowly getting restrictions in place. Yeah, I noticed they were doing something about Sydney. That's a bit strange because it all started in Australia 2 weeks before anywhere else. And here we are 2 weeks behind everywhere else, and they've only just closed schools and stuff in some areas. It's a bit strange. We're all locked down and can't say I'm not enjoying it. Oh, I'm just warming my hands up. See if having my coffee will help. Yeah, so I got my... Oh, I need to take that out. I'll put that there for now. Got my medium Delphonics dupe done. There she is. I used the pink on the inside because the heavy pink fabric is... The pink fabric is heavier than the black and white. It just gives it a little bit more structure so it stands up without any messing around. But what I've found is you don't really... Sorry, I'm struggling to follow chat and talk at the same time. Chew gum and walk. And you don't really see the inside that much. Plus it helps that I did the binding in the stripy fabric. So yeah, I'm not bothered about the pink on the inside. I'm not worried about getting it messy. I thought I'd done a thing of what I've got in it, but I might have done it on Twitch the other day when I couldn't get on YouTube. Oh, it's not even stuffed. It's not even stuffed. There's loads of room in here for more stuff. Go on then, in you go then. Sit in there. Good girl. Maddie has snuggles in there. Hi. What a good girl. Oh, sticky eye. She's got allergics as well. Yes, she does. She's got allergics too. I know. Ugh. Sticky eyes. There we go. Is that better? Can you see now? Yes? Okay. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Lie down, go sleepies. I need to find him some more elastic bands to split these up into 4 rather than 2. But basically, I've got this pocket, this 1/3 pocket, fits my phone. Sorry, I keep going off camera because I'm not used to being... I've managed to zoom it in a bit. My phone fits in there. It's charging at the moment. Got my rag, my scissors, my ink tents. In here, I did have my ballpoint pens over here, but I've moved my ballpoint pens in here with my acrylics that I'm using at the moment. Got my watercolours and my travel brush, my little box of sewing bits and pieces, which means that pocket is empty. It's actually got this in it because I'm going to use this to make a couple of very small handles just so I can loop my fingers through, because picking it up like this is really annoying. I've been putting my sketchbook in here. And then in the front, I've got, that doesn't work, I've got my highlighters, some water brushes, my 4-colour Bic, my little pack of pencils, coloured pencils, these are all Prismacolors, lots of clips, my glue and erasers and my clear tape, my fountain pen, couple of gel pens, my pencil for sketching, glitter pen, ruler, another ballpoint but a thin one, a couple of pencils, my brush pen and a watercolour pencil. And even with all that in it, I can still fit my sketchbook in here. And then some. In fact, I tried it yesterday, and if I put my ballpoints back over in that pocket, I can actually fit my sketchbook and my large Midori in there. So, pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with it. And because it only, well, I paid £8 for the zip and the fabrics for all three that I've made so far. It's cost me about £15. Bloody hell. It's cost me about £15 altogether for the three I've made. The most expensive part is getting the zips, which is £2.50 each. But yeah, it's cool. Interesting project. So I've got to find another sewing project now to have a go at. What should we do today? I was thinking I might start getting ready for the April Art Challenge, but then it was like, still, excuse me, still a week away. Yeah, well, they're £30 for the small ones and £40 for the big ones. And I've spent £15 getting a medium and 2 small going. Admittedly, I had all the fabric. But pen rolls are easy. I've made pen rolls before. I made a face mask. And yes, before I get all the, this, that and the other, it's got a pocket in the back for a filter, okay? Honestly. You have 2 weeks of a coronavirus and everybody's an expert on which face masks to wear. Ta-da! And then there's all the people saying, don't wear face masks, they don't do anything, they don't stop you getting it. It's not about you getting it, it's about not giving it to somebody else if you're carrying it. Oof. People annoy me so much. Anyway, am I still doing my bullet journal? Yes, kind of. I'm using my little passport notebook at the moment. The April Art Challenge, it's the art challenge run by Bun. If you're on her Patreon, she's already put it up over there. I don't know if she's put it up on general release yet, but I know she's working on a video. She said she was working on a video for it, and she's got printables and stuff available for it, so I'm sure it'll go up later in the week. Some really good prompts this year. I wasn't very impressed with last year's prompts. For me, I mean, they're good prompts, but they weren't my kind of prompts. This year, they're all my kind of prompts. I like the idea, so. And she's given us printables, which I've already got this printable in here. And then we've got little calendar type printable, which I don't know what I'm going to do with because it doesn't fit in my book. It's too wide for my book. It fits an A5 book, but it's too wide for this book. Oh, I wonder if it'll fit might fit my passport. I've got my other passport here. Let's have a look. It won't fit lengthways, but it might fit widthways in my passport. Oh yeah, I guess I could put it like that in my passport notebook. I'd rather use it in this one though. It's alright, just listening out. There was a strange noise going on. It's ever so quiet because next door, her mother-in-law is in isolation. So they've picked up the animals and gone over to stay with her, so that they can still go out and get her stuff. But the chickens have gone. They've taken the chickens with them. A medium Delphonics is $55 for you, which is insane. It is a lot of money. One Book July. I have no idea what we're doing for One Book July yet. I don't think anybody knows what we're doing for One Book July yet. In fact, we rarely know what we're doing for One Book July until the night before, so... It would be a miracle if we know what we're doing for One Book July before the 28th of June. At the rate things are going, One Book July might be how to remember how to use your planner after 3 months of not being at work. You know? Yeah, it would fit. It's an odd size. I think it printed an odd size because the one that's slightly bigger is supposed to be a page for a Midori notebook and it doesn't fit my Midori. So I think it printed a different size to what it was supposed to. But I can't really figure out what to do with it because it doesn't fit anywhere. I guess I could put it there as a tip-in, couldn't I? But then it covers up that, which is annoying. Maybe I'll just put it... No. I'll just put it back in my bag until I decide what I'm going to do with it. How to go back to using more than one page at a time. One Book July, how to use multiple books. That's not really One Book July though, is it? One Book July could be Planners 101 if we have to be off long term. There's a good video come out today from the girl whose name I always get wrong, Holly Exley. It's a really good one on how you don't have to feel like you're being constantly productive right now. It's okay to not be productive right now, which is kind of nice to hear somebody else say it. I've been saying it for a week because I know I can't be productive. I'm sketching like crazy, but that's about all my brain can cope with. Sketching and Netflix. Bad news from your neighbour. She already had a kidney transplant and survives on one kidney. She's caught the virus and is in ICU in an induced coma. Oh no. That's not good, is it? Enjoying the quiet and stillness. Took the dog out for a walk and was lovely. No cars or anything. Yeah, it's really nice. It's a shame that I can't concentrate to work properly because it's so nice and quiet. It's like working on a Sunday, but without the kids making a noise. Because during the day here, it's impossible to concentrate. I always have my headphones on and it's really nice to just be able to sit here and not have any noise coming from anywhere. Trouble is, all these people who don't normally work from home are like, oh, I don't know why you complain about the noise when you work from home. It's really quiet. I'm like, yeah, that's because everybody's indoors. Oh, go make a pot of tea. You've got plenty of time. Oh. Yeah, I kind of thought I might do something for the April Art Challenge, like kind of start sketching things out. because it's kind. I mean, she says you can do absolutely anything for it. You can do anything creative, even if it's photographs or whatever. But she started it as a kind of interim inking challenge, and I know she always does it as, you know, drawing something, and then she does the actual art challenge is the inking bit. It's like Inktober, but halfway through the year. Could be June, July before anything changes. Well, it will be even later if people don't start obeying the rules. I was reading on the local news, there was police had to break up a barbecue that was going on at a block of flats where there was like 20 or so people ranging from 2 years old to 60, all having a barbecue. And they argued with the police when they were told to go home. And then people out sunbathing in London. In groups in London, in the park, just out sunbathing. The police are like, it's not a holiday, it's a lockdown, you know. Oh, people are so stupid. You've got the garden left to do. Well, at least it's nice weather, right? I did about an hour in the yard this morning. I'm trying to do an hour every day because it's supposed to be nice weather through till Wednesday now. We're all experiencing it together. It helps with the aloneness feeling. I'm not getting the aloneness feeling because I'm not one of those people who needs to be social. My lifestyle apparently is called quarantine. Literally the only thing that has changed for me is the ability to just get in my car and go out and get a coffee, or, you know, pop to the shop, or go, oh, I need to get out of the house for a bit. I think I'll go for a wander around the local art shop. You know, that's literally all that's changed for me. And being more careful about, you know, when I take the dogs out, I wear my rubber gloves and everything. And fortunately, they're not really bothered. They're quite happy just lying in the garden. I had the door open all day. They've just been lying in the garden all day. Maddie'd rather be asleep than doing anything else. She's a bit like me. You miss Starbucks. I miss Costa. Anyway, what should we do? What should we do? What should we do? What should we do with the Drunken Sailor? I did a stream over on Twitch on Monday because I couldn't get onto YouTube. Which reminds me, if people are struggling to get onto YouTube dashboard to do live streaming, because I know a couple of other people said in class the other day they couldn't get on either. If you're struggling and you're using Chrome, try a different browser, because I still can't get on even now on Chrome. But on Safari, it works absolutely fine. But if I go on Chrome, it says, uh-oh, something's gone wrong. And I just get the sad dog. You're the same, you're good. You just need to get used to your mum being home. Oh, she's made her own little office. Right. That'll help. You miss getting takeout. Our takeouts are still happening. I had pizza the other night for pizza and scary movie night on Friday. And it was... Bless him. Our little delivery driver. They had they already had a tick box on the website for we'd like a contactless delivery. And he was so sweet. He turned up. I opened the door and I already immediately stepped back because I expected him to be stood there. He was stood at the bottom of the steps and his little bag was open on the top of the steps. He says, "Take your food. I sanitize my hands. I clean. Take your food. I get bag when you're finished." He's so cute. I figure, you know, we might as well support the takeouts because they're food delivery. Those guys are going to be working anyway. So we might as well support them and give them a reason to be open. Plus it means the store cupboard food lasts longer. Anyway. You just don't trust them. Yeah, I know I can trust our local takeout. Both the Chinese and the pizza place are trustworthy. I wouldn't order from anywhere else. They all have leave at the door options, yeah. We have contactless delivery where they wait, they put it by the door and they ring the bell and then they stand back so you come and get what you want. But the biggest problem is getting food and stuff because, like, from the shops, because all the online deliveries are completely, everything's closed because there was so many people trying to get online to order deliveries for like the middle of next month. It's like, geez, you've just been out and bought 400 toilet rolls. How many more do you think you're going to need next month? But I've been out this morning to our little shop down the corner and they're doing a great job. High five for the little corner shops. He's had a massive truck delivery this morning. They've taken all their alcohol off the shelves and put it out the back. If you want alcohol, you have to ask for it. And they've opened all that alcohol shelves up for basics. Like all the basics that people are all buying, like bread, rice, tinned food. It's all in one place. So you can just go in, grab what you need, and get in and get out as fast as possible. They're doing a great job. And he's sat there with his 2-litre bottle of hand sanitizer. You're using it as a good excuse to work your way through all the frozen foods. Oh, I've got so much frozen veg that I really should eat, but I haven't. So, what have we got? This was doing I think this was from Monday. This was me playing with my Inktense pencils. They're thinking of banning alcohol here because domestic abuse went up. That doesn't surprise me. But honestly, domestic abuse is going to go up anyway. I mean, banning alcohol wouldn't be a bad idea. But when you've got people cooped up in the same house, it's going to go up, isn't it? They knew that as soon as they said about it. It's awful. You got some from the workplace kitchen, otherwise it'd go to waste. Oh, because you're in catering, aren't you? I suppose. Are you closed? Because hotels and that are all closed, aren't they? Hotels and restaurants. Although a lot of our restaurants are still open, they're just not open for seating. A lot of the staff are still going in and cooking hot food. And instead of having table servers, the wait staff are going out and delivering with priority to older people, which is good. What a great idea. Just goes to show how adaptable people can be if they're given half the chance. It's like all these companies that said, oh no, we can't possibly have the majority of our staff working from home, you know, all the time. That would never work. Suddenly, when they have to do it, it does work. Come on, Maddie. Come and sit in here and be quiet. There's a good girl. She wants belly rubs. Belly rubs for Maddie. This is from Monday as well. We're just drawing random things. Might carry on with that actually. It's very therapeutic just drawing stuff. I made this. This is useful. This is just a piece of tracing paper. There we go. And I folded it down at the top and across at the side and taped it. And it means I can pop it onto pages like this. Because if I draw on the previous page, if I draw on this page here, what was happening was all the colour was coming off this onto here. So by putting the vellum there, it doesn't happen. And then I can move it around wherever I need to. So that's good. And then I got this one, which is from my class the other day. I haven't finished that one yet either. There's an awful lot of... I haven't finished it yet. I'm terrible at not finishing things. The world's changing. Yeah, well, it had to, didn't it? It's had to change. I don't know. I don't know if tracing paper and vellum is different. I think vellum is slightly higher grade tracing paper, isn't it? But my tracing paper is printer paper, so I think you can print on it and you can draw on it. So I think it's probably more classes as vellum. But we just call it tracing paper, so. What should we do? What shall we do? Come on, we're 40 minutes in. I haven't done anything yet. Not that it matters. I'm restless and I want to do something, but I don't know what I want to do. So let's go back to this page with the black. Just do some more inky work, maybe. What should we draw? We've already got a hobby horse. It was supposed to be a proper horse, but I can't draw horse bodies. I always get the legs wrong. So you ordered some paper and they said it wasn't a priority on Amazon Prime. How dare they? How very dare they? Insects. Ooh. Ooh. Hang on a minute. Insects. I so want to draw a plague doctor. I do want to draw a plague doctor. I've got it. He's in my head already. I can see him with all his beautiful green toxic gases around him. A lot of the insects are gone out of here because I keep... Oh, there's quite a few still left. We won't do spiders. We don't want to give everybody apoplexy. Or star images. I've done mushrooms and hairs. I like neon green. Given the choice between neon green and neon pink, I'm all for the neon green. Definitely. And I quite like neon green and yellow together. A steampunk plague doctor. Oh. Oh, free stuff. Right. If anybody is on my Trello, and if you're not on my Trello, you can come and join. Go to my RhomanysRealm website, and the link is up at the top somewhere. We have a whole card full. Mika's been keeping on top of it with all the current free and reduced price art classes and stuff that are going on at the moment. There are literally hundreds of them. Sketchbook Revival I'm signed up for, which is pretty good. Pretty good. It's got a lot of the artists that I really like on there, like Tam's on there, Carla Sondheim, all those kind of people. So if you're looking for resources, I do Ostara type stuff in my classes, and there's only so much of it you can draw. But yeah, we did an Ostara hair the other day, so. I've added some more today. Yeah, I keep sending you links because it's quicker than trying to put it on myself. Plus it'll be more organised if you do it. I like these beetles. I like beetles. Beetles are cool. Ladybug. Wasps are not cool. Bees are cool. You like bees? Bugs. There we go. Whole page of bugs. It's just called bugs, look. Just miscellaneous bugs. I don't like these things with the long creepy antennae. They're weird. Huh. I think we're looking at violet ground beetle. This dude. What book is it? It's a British countryside book. It's older than me, I think. Read it for years. 1981. It's not quite as old as me. It's close. Let's do a violet beetle. Cockroaches, ugh. Okay, let's do this dude. It is a very cool reference book to have. It's got a lot of, it's basically just everything you find in the British countryside. It's even got cloud formations and stuff. Rocks, crops, sheep, horses, cows, seaside stuff, fish, flying insects, trees, mushrooms, flowers, shrubs. Birds, everything. It's a really good book. The British Countryside, Alfred Leuchter. Don't see many beetles. Oh, you got lots of beetles, especially these violet beetles. We get these all over the place. And stag beetles. See a lot of stag beetles around. Not till it gets hot though. Maybe his body a bit too long and thin, but never mind. These are the Art and Fly pens that I bought a while ago. They're very cheap, but they work really well. They've got kind of hard nylon nibs, a bit like the Unipin pens. They don't, so far, wear down like the microns do. Not a fan of microns. I know the world and his wife loves them, but I don't get on with them very well. I think possibly because I do an awful lot of this kind of stuff rather than just line work. Colouring in black absolutely kills a micron if you colour in black a lot. Is this white or clear? It might be clear. Are they waterproof? Yes. You found your water brush, it just came out of the washing machine. Oh, somebody put it in their pocket, didn't they? That happens to me a lot. You know, have the urge to go to an op shop and look at old reference books. You can, op shops are shut. This is the one I use the most, and I think it's finally died. Hey, Katie. Maddie keeps huffing like I'm getting on her last nerve. I'm sorry, am I bothering you? Yeah, eBay. Support your local little shops that are still trading online. Outside reading equal rights on the decks with the kids. Priorities. You're supposed to put the water in the brush, not the brush in the water. Okay. One bug. I like him, he's cool. I've already drawn a flower. Oh, I didn't finish my flower. I was doing a peony. I haven't finished it. I was still doing the little... Oh, I remember why I stopped doing this now. I am not someone who finds repetitive patterns therapeutic. I'm one of those people who's like, right, I've done 3, can we just copy and paste now? There we go. Looking all around for my bag, it's right in front of me. Okie dokie. Bugs, mushrooms. Let's do a little bit more of this bit. I got to say, I'm a little bit tired of all the emails that keep saying the government said that we have to close down, so we're closing down. We know. I mean, I get it. They send out emails because stupid people will still ring them up and say, "Are you open?" But you know, those kind of people aren't the ones who are going to take any notice of a newsletter. They're going to read the newsletter and then bring up just in case. You still had people going in to use your toilets. No, we're closed. What part of you're not allowed to come in here? You've blocked it on emails. Yeah, I don't blame you. I've not been checking the news or anything other than... Amy, hi! I've not been checking the news or anything other than... I have a browser window open on my phone that's just on the general Google page open to coronavirus updates. And that's it. I just go and check that in the morning and before I go to bed. And then that's it. And that's just to stay up to date. Otherwise, I'd be sitting here merrily in my little bubble going... Why is it so quiet? Where's everybody gone? Guys, Amy Avalanche there is an awesome artist. You can find her on Instagram under Amy Avalanche. Go and check her out. She does very, very cool art. Very unique. And she also writes some very, very interesting poetry and free association type journal things. You're avoiding the news, but your husband comes home and gives you all the updates. Well, that's, you know, it's a filter, isn't it? He'll know what to tell you and what to just not bother with. Your mum will tell you what you need to know. Yeah, my mum would too. If there was anything important, my mum would have rung me by now. And if it's really important, you get a text from the government now, apparently. So. What else? What else can we do? When in doubt, draw circles and stars. That's what I say. That's what all my school books used to look like. As long as it's text, not a phone call, because you don't answer phone calls. Yeah, I don't answer phone calls. The only time I answer phone calls is if I either recognise the number as being someone that I regularly talk to. or if it's a blocked number, because if it's a block number, it's either my mum or Rachel. And I can tell which of them it is by how late in the day it is or how early in the morning it is. Why does that look out of focus? Oh, I think it's just the black. The all black is sending the balance a little bit doolally. That's why. Yeah, when in doubt, draw fungi. I think I'm kind of warmed up by now. I might finish this one. Put that on there to protect her. Because I've been working in a really tiny journal lately, my sketchbook got bigger. Oh, what's going on there? Aha, that's what's going on there. I am looking forward to the April Art Challenge though. That should be some really interesting stuff going on there. Kids' online school starts next week. Ours all went to online before they even said they were going to close. Straight away they just said, only essential workers, everybody else, if you want to stay home, you can go online. Nearly finished with this one, to be honest, but I need to finish her lips. And I think I need to get some lighter purple going in her face. I need to get some lighter and darker purples going. I need to get my pencils out. Any darker purples in here? There's my Faber-Castell purple. That's a nice dark one. That's a slightly lighter one. That's a medium one. Is that all the purples that are in here? I might have to use my Inktense. See how we get on with these. That's basically the same colour as that one. That's far too pink. Oh, that's a darker one, there we go. And this is quite a good one if I remember correctly. That's a nice dark berry purple. Yes, there we go. Let's use that one. So this is a kind of a draw this in your style of a tarot card that I had the other day. So this is from the Mary L Tarot. Very cool card. So I'm doing a kind of draw this in your style. Purple wasn't the best colour to decide to do on stream, was it? Because it doesn't photograph well at all. This is not really coming out dark enough. Might have to add some black. Where's my purple pen? Oh, I think this has got black in it, not purple. No, it's got blue in it, which is even worse. Okay. Think. Ballpoint pen. Purple ballpoint pen. Ooh. I know. Let's try you. And you. This might work better. Aha! There we go. Much better. It is purple. It looks blue on camera, but it is definitely purple. Let me see if I can adjust the balance so you actually see what it really looks like, not what it... white balance. Okay, that's closer to what I'm actually looking at. These are water soluble. I think it's better just blending out the edge, to be honest, not doing the whole thing. Yeah, that's better. Can you hear Maddie snoring in the background? Oh, she's so funny. Not happy with that cheek, that went a bit odd. Not what I was going for. Come back to that in a second. Definitely prefer drawing in ballpoint pen to fine liner, which is a shame because I've got a whole set of these. It's better. This side looks alright. I don't like this side. I need to rework that side. It's still too wet. Your cat's doing better. Excellent. Actually, let's use my Inktense pencil. Oh, it's Maddie. What's a big sneeze? She didn't even wake herself up. Still not happy with that side. Needs to be darker. Have I got a purple brush pen? There. Aha! That's nice and dark. Let's try this one. Okay, that's better. Now we've got some dark happening. A lot easier to work with one of these as well. Getting a reduced power bill. Awesome. Belgium's really kicking it out of the park with the amount of stuff they're doing to help people out. Although I don't know why any of us are worried. The US is going to be back to normal by Easter. Oh. As far as I can tell, Biden's campaign basically involves him standing around going, "The hell is he talking about now?" Oh, you gotta laugh. This side was still damp when I put that pen down, so it's not spreading as well as it should, but it's okay, it's working. Everyone thinks it's for 2 weeks and be back to normal. The health secretary here has already said that their initial 2-week estimate is probably going to be more like 4 or 5. I think it's more likely to be 3 months. I think the people who are saying it's likely to be June or July before we get anywhere near back to normal, probably about right. I'll be alright once everybody else stops stressing. That's what's knocking me for 6 at the moment. Because apart from not being able to go out just whenever I feel like it, nothing else has changed for me. I'm literally still sat in my home, ignoring everybody, doing what I do. I haven't been like teaching in my class this last week or so. And next week we've got a reading break, but I'm hoping to be back to teaching again in April. I just felt like, well, my brain isn't in a teaching kind of place. You've got to be in a settled frame of mind to teach effectively, and I don't feel like I can teach effectively at the moment. I've got too many other things going on in my brain because I'm stressed as everybody else. But for me, it's other people that are stressing me out. It's not like, oh God, pandemic. It's just, it is everybody else going, oh God, pandemic. We don't know what to do with ourselves. We've got to sit at home for 2 weeks. And I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be working from home. You do know the difference, right? Okay, I think I need to stop messing with her face for a while and let it dry before I do any more. Oh, actually, I could do it under her chin. That could do with... Let's darken that bit up. Hi, Mary. Hearing an estimate of 10 weeks. Well, those of us who have autoimmune conditions and such like have been told here to stay in isolation for 12 weeks from when we get our letters. I haven't had my letter yet. Some people have already, but I think they're sending them out priority cases first. But, I don't need to be told twice to stay at home and make stuff. Stay at home and avoid people. Okay, then. If you insist. I always forget how much I like using these brush pens until I pick them up again. These are the Ecoline ones. I'd quite like to get some of the flesh tones, I think, because I really like to use them like this, where you colour and then you blend the edges out. There is a weird buzzing in this corner and I don't know where it's coming from. I suppose it could be coming from upstairs. He might have his TV on. Is it my light? No. Something's either vibrating or it's coming from upstairs. There we go, that's better. Still got to sort that cheek out. There's still something not right about that cheek. That's better. Maybe it's not the cheek. Panicking people in supermarkets are packed like sardines. They're mad. And it's a problem because people like me who normally shop online, you can't get an online order. Everywhere is closed their online orders. I'm lucky that I've got a corner shop just up the road. And I've been able to go up and get everything that I needed except coffee whitener. But my car won't start because it's been off the road. Last time I went out was Monday last week. So there's no way it's going to start now. And my neighbours aren't in to jump it for me, so I'm going to have to... I can't go up to Morrison's. But if I went up to Morrison's, I'd probably be out for 3 hours just to get a bottle of coffee whitener. Might see if I can get some on Amazon, actually. I don't think Trump scares people. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And everybody knows he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like he's the light entertainment of this whole thing. He's the comic relief. Because you never know what he's going to come up with next. Oh, you can get a 6-pack of 500-gram coffee whiteners, Coffee Mate, on Amazon for 15 quid. That's 300. That's 3 kilograms, or you can get 2.5 kilogram for £12. That's cheaper than it is in the shop. Huh, I might just order some on Amazon then. Be here by Friday. Well, there you go. Coffee Mate lasts longer as well because it's creamier. I don't have as much of it. Your mum's hospital has been on lockdown for 4 weeks to prevent problems. Yeah. Rachel's mum's in a nursing home and they've been in lockdown since a week before this all started. You're down near London though, aren't you, Jane? You've got a week's start on us. You get more out of listening to the governors than the president. Yeah, well, that's because the governors are talking common sense. I like that guy, what's his name? Cuomo? Something like that. I always want to call him Grover. The one in New York. He actually talks common sense. You're booked at Sainsbury's till the end of April. Yeah. I tried to order, as soon as I saw what it was like the other day at Morrison's. The other day, like 10 days ago. God, 2 weeks has gone so fast. As soon as I saw what it was like at Morrison's, I came home to book an order, and there was plenty of slots for the following week, and I thought, right, as soon as I'm finished class, I'm going to sit down and book my monthly order a week early. And by the time I'd finished class, there was no orders available until the 17th of April. And then the next day they closed the app down. So I'm lucky that my corner shop is up and running and knows what they're doing, and they've had a huge delivery. Usually they only have a little delivery every day, but they've just done a huge delivery this morning of all sorts of stuff. People were self-pacing up at the shop earlier. I was second in the queue. There was somebody already stood at the door. And I came up and I said, "Are you waiting?" She said, "Yes." So I stood a bit back from her, and then there was another bloke stood up behind me, and everybody was doing a 1 in, 1 out, and there was 3 people in the shop. The people who are being sensible are being very sensible. The people who are not being sensible are idiots. And if they don't make it, I'm just going to chalk it up to natural selection. Online shopping is much safer, but there's no slots. I wish I'd booked a slot when I got home and just worried about... Because you can book a slot, and then as long as you check out within 2 hours, you're sorted. You can change your order and update it as many times as you like. But by the time I went back to book one, they were all gone. I made the mistake of doing it, or of saying, oh, I'll do it in about 2 hours, because I had to get to class, and 2 hours was too long. But fortunately, I'd already stocked up, because as soon as everybody started going crazy in Australia about toilet roll, my spidey senses went, that's going to happen here soon. And I went out and got all my basics and stocked the freezer and everything. But my version of stocking the freezer is shopping like a normal person for a month. Yeah. Because the slots are literally booked up right through till the end of April, Marianne. I'd be fine just going out to a shop and getting my shopping like in the car or whatever, but the amount of time it takes to get into the shop, because they're operating quite strict policies of how many people can go in at a time and everything, which means you're standing in line for hours sometimes, depending on how busy it is. And I simply can't do that. I saw a thing on Instagram earlier saying, remember when this is all over, it's not the CEOs and billionaires who've bailed everybody out, it's the janitors, the grocery store owners and the NHS. They're doing contactless deliveries here. Even our pizza place is doing contactless delivery. They text you to let you know that they're nearly with you, and then they bring your stuff up and they put it on the doorstep and ring the bell, and then you go and collect it, and they're stood at the bottom of the steps. Okay, that's a bit better. Now we're starting to get somewhere with that. Now that's looking a bit better. There we go. I've got to do her hair. I was going to do her hair with the white gel pen. Trying to pick out the strands that look thicker than the rest, the ones that are showing the direction of the hair. And then with a bit of luck, I can go in with pencil and do the rest. so it stands out. And if not, then I'll use this, and I've got somewhere I've got a white Posca left. I think it's my printer buzzing. It's weird, I've never heard it do that before. Oh, she's so cool. See you then. I'm going to do a longer one at some point. I did a longer one on Monday on my Twitch. I was going to post it across here, I just haven't had a chance to do it. Because every time I try and get on YouTube, it crashes. Or it won't let me upload or something. It's been a bit temperamental. I think because the entire world is trying to get on it all at the same time. But yeah, I do plan on posting it. I just haven't yet. Not really a huge amount in there, to be honest. It's just the art materials that I use all the time. The only thing that I've added that I don't normally carry with me is my Inktense pencils, because I fancy using those for a bit. Other than that, it's just my ballpoint pens and stuff that I normally have. Need a new printer. What's this, throwing out errors and you still have both inks full? Ew. I gotta say, I like this HP one I've got. It came with the Ink Smart thing, so I don't have to worry about running out of ink. It automatically tells them when I'm running out of ink, and then it turns up on the doorstep. I'm like, oh, cool, that's good. Should have done her hair before I drew this tree in. Would have been much easier. Okay, there we go. So in between all of that, there'll be lines as well, but that's the main sections. I can do the extra lines at my leisure. what I call my knitting, filling stuff in. Mine's a small A4 printer but it's got a scanner and copier as well. The scanners are really handy. I don't need a copier. But it was only 35 quid in Argos, and it's got the Ink Smart thing, which is £3.99 a month, and they just send me inks whenever I need it. Because every other inkjet printer I've had before, if you leave it to stand for too long, it won't start again because you've run out of ink or the ink's dried out or something. But if the ink starts drying out in this, as soon as you try to print anything, it registers it and it automatically sends you out new ink. You have new ink the next day. Okay. Let's draw in this little thing. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it looks like a little dolly type thing. I'm going to draw it down here. Might have to do it in gouache so that it actually shows up. Okay, and then we've got the praying mantis, which is supposed to be up on her head there, but I don't have room really. So I'm thinking maybe draw him here. Can I fit him in up there? I might be able to. Yeah, if I make her, she's a big one, it's a female. Yeah, I can fit her in there. Can I fit her flowers in? I probably can if I make them a little bit smaller. I like that little pop of red in the corner there. Okay. could use gouache, or I could just use acrylic, which is sat right here. Yeah, mine was £32. It's one of the HP Office Jets. And they do have smaller ones. This is the all-in-one. But, you know, if it's only going to cost you 30 quid for a printer in the first place, having an all-in-one for the same price doesn't really make any difference. It just means you've got a scanner if you ever need it. I've always found it useful to have a scanner, even though I can take stuff on my phone now. Hairy brushes. Hairy brushes are annoying. Where's my scissors? These are a little bit too big for this job. Where's my smaller scissors? Oh, they're in the back there. There they are. That's better. There we go. Come on, get off. There we go. It's just one wayward hair. There are kids in the swimming pool. Oh, well, I mean, there's chlorine in swimming pools. Apart from the whole getting in and out and being in a changing room, in the pool, they're probably quite safe. We had people out having a barbecue. Like the whole apartment block out having a barbecue. I mean, it would have been kind of cool if it was just like a couple of people doing the food with all the social distancing and stuff, and then, you know, each family went down to get some food one at a time. That actually would have been quite cool, but no, everybody was out, all gathered round, quote, shoulder to shoulder around the barbecue. Oh, I like these little pops of green. This is good. Did you see that video of the police on the Common in London? People were out sunbathing in groups, like literally in groups, not just like a few people spread out, but like a big group of people just sat out sunbathing. And the police are like, it's not a holiday, it's a lockdown. Well, the thing is, he's relying on people to have common sense, and common sense isn't, unfortunately, not as common as people think. But yeah, I don't think he's in any way shy of doing whatever it takes to get things done, and if that means having police patrolling and finding people, and I don't think he's in any way shy of doing that. I don't think he'd have any problem getting the military out, in all honesty. I mean, I know he said he doesn't want to and he won't, you know, the military had been deployed elsewhere. But I think if it was necessary, he would. Yeah. Sarah, I'm with you. I'm like, you know what? If you don't make it, let's just chalk it up to natural selection. Your sister's moving? Ooh. That's not a great thing to have to do. According to the regulations, cool. One extra person helping. Yes, Grandma, you can help by staying at home. Probably go faster without her help. Okay. The problem is it's the people who aren't being responsible that are spoiling it for everybody else. Since the old people finally got the message with the lockdown, our park is literally like half a dozen people walking their dogs and a couple of runners. And there's nobody like in groups or anything. It's all like one person or two people walking their dogs. The video of Italy versus Spain versus the English singing. No, I haven't seen that one. I've seen the one of the Italian Prime Minister telling people off for not respecting the curfews. Ooh, I just saw her in the viewfinder. Oh, I like her. She's coming along nice. Ooh! Her colours are popping a little bit more in real life, but that's because purple is notorious for not playing well with others. Let's see if I can get the green and red to match. There we go. That's a little bit more. White balance is a nightmare. My paper looks yellow, but it's not yellow, it's white. It's proper white paper. I was seeing people posting online that shops are closed to the public, but they're still having to go in, or their bosses have told them they won't get paid. So they're going in and like cleaning stores and filling shelves in non-essential shops. Surely that should be... Well, it's wrong, isn't it? I mean, surely it should be like whatever the equivalent of illegal is. If you're non-essential workers, you're not supposed to be at work. Yeah, Boris isn't shy about putting his foot down. I'm actually quite impressed with how he's handled it, to be honest. And he's doing quite well at... Because everybody, as soon as people make a decision, everybody wants all the fine print. Right, the schools are going to have to close. Oh, well, what are we going to do about GCSE exam results? It's like, for God's sake, just give us a day or two and we'll let you know. Just calm down. Let's deal with the immediate problem, which is, you know, coronavirus. How about we deal with that first? It's like the thing about, oh, well, you know, if the police are going to fine us, we have to know exactly what we're allowed to do outside. I'm sorry, which part wasn't clear? It reminds me of that bit in The Life of Brian, where he says, oh, why don't you all just F off? And they go, how shall we F off, oh Lord? Oh, common sense, not as common as it should be. I'm surprised California hasn't been shut down. They've only just been shut down in California, yeah. The thing I always forget, especially when seeing the responses in America, is that what you call a small town is what we call a medium-sized city. And your places are much more spread out than ours. I always forget that New York is basically the size of England. Well, Florida closed down quickly because it's all full of old people. The average age in Florida is like 60, whereas California is mostly younger people, isn't it? Plus, it seems to have been East Coast has closed down faster than West Coast. Which I suppose makes sense, because it does seem to be spreading across rather than hitting all at once. I have to say it's quite nice with the news to not be hearing all the usual crap that they need to be telling us. Kim Kardashian wore different coloured underpants today. Big whoop. Yeah, he thinks the virus is a hoax. He's an idiot. And everybody knows he's an idiot, and he is an idiot. And yet, he's kind of like that thing in The Emperor's New Clothes, where he's walking around with nothing on and nobody wants to tell him. Give him another week, he'll have said he invented the coronavirus. Or he'll have cured it, one of the two. He's already decided it's all going to be over by Easter. I mean, the Pope cancelled Easter. You know how serious it has to be for the Pope to cancel Easter. Oh, he's been all over the news saying first it was a hoax, then it wasn't a hoax, it was a serious problem, but it'll all be over in 2 weeks. Everything will be back to normal for Easter. Yeah, but the people that the people he's going to get killed are the people who follow him. So maybe there'll be fewer of them to vote for him. The China virus, yeah. He's an idiot, and he's showing more and more signs of being an idiot with dementia, which is just asking for trouble now. It's all about the money. Of course he thinks it's all about the money. Everything for him is about the money. Oh, we had to have our beaches closed down because people were treating it like a holiday. I mean, I'm calling it spring break, but I normally work from home. And I'm not putting myself under pressure to work at the usual productivity level that I do normally, because everything's in the air. Everything's crazy. Even for people like me that not much has changed for, it's still a stressful situation. My anxiety is on hyper alert, which is not a good place to be when you're trying to get your head around working and teaching and everything else. But, you know, you do what you can do. Sure, Trump has his skills, but being a human being is not one of them. Dude, if there was ever an argument for lizard people. He can't even string a sentence together now. I mean, he's never been that bright. He's always talked like a 5th grader. Although, honestly, most 5th graders I've spoken to have been brighter. But he's always talked himself around in circles and said a lot of words without actually saying anything. But now he's literally at the point where he cannot string a grammatical sentence together. Oh yeah, Prince Charles tested positive this morning. I saw that this morning, yeah. Camilla hasn't, but they're up in Scotland and they're all at separate bits of the house. And the staff that they've got there are not in any contact with them or anything. They've all gone into self-isolation. And the Queen's gone up to Windsor with what's-his-face. The Queen would be fine. I mean, her and Keith Richards will be the last two standing, no matter what happens. Those two, last two standing. But Duke of Edinburgh could be in trouble if he gets it, because he's had pneumonia twice this year. Yeah. They did say, though, that they didn't think he was going to get any worse. He's had symptoms for a week or so and tested positive, but he's still up and about and acting like it's a cold. So maybe he's one of those people who's got an immunity to it. Yeah, the Queen's never dying. If the Queen or Keith Richards goes, that's it. We're all done for. We all might as well just pack up our bags and wait for the spaceships to arrive. Did you see that one of Keith Richards and his bandmates? And they've all got masks on and he hasn't. Oh, you've got to laugh, haven't you? His numbers for re-election have dropped significantly. Or maybe that's because all the people who are going to re-elect him are dying of bloody stupid concoctions that he says cure the coronavirus. What is he on? He just doesn't think about anything he says, does he? He literally thinks that anything he says is okay. Madness. Okay, I've got this drying now. Let's see. I think... Oh, excuse me. Oh, hiccups. You have the Space Force to look forward to. What's that? Saturn-Jupiter conjunction later this year. Every president assassinated or attempted to be assassinated was done under that conjunction. Honestly, I'm surprised nobody's tried it already. I'm on it, honestly. Although, you know, all the gun toters are on his side, so... Oh, Keith Richards is a walking bottle of hand sanitizer. He's at least 90% proof. Absolutely. There's no germs coming past him. the Queen's just too stubborn to get sick. You can imagine it, can't you? Hey, germs, let's go get the Queen. Bugger off. One is not interested. Apparently I forgot to give my praying mantis a neck. Whoops. Trump decided that you need a military branch for space called the Space Force. I've got nothing. I've a lot of questions. But other than that, I've got nothing. But the conspiracy theorists had a field day with that one. Because they all think there's this little presidential book with all loads of secrets in it, don't they? One too many Nicolas Cage films. I'm just saying. He's blamed everybody for the virus. So far as I can tell. Oh, I've been saying that for a while, Luna. Can you hear Maddie snoring? She's really giving it some back there. Oh, now Scooby's started. It's like a zoo. Peacefulness about my art. Oh, okay, thank you. It's not technically my art. I'm doing a draw this in your style kind of thing. Of course, putting on all these details is just making it that much harder for when I come to do the hair. I should have done the hair first and then all these details. Where would be the fun in that, eh? Oh, zoned out there. Yeah, I get you. I get you, Crow. We're all the same. None of us really wish anybody harm. We're just saying, you know, that if he caught the virus and somebody else had to run the country, well, you know. Okay. Apart from a little bit more tweaking on the face, which I don't think I can do on camera. I think I need to sit back and let it sit for a while. Something not quite right here, and I need to just let it be for a bit and come back to it another day, I think. But other than that, I think it's done. So, now we get to do the fun bit. Hopefully I don't knock this one over like I did with my white one. Okay, first one. I like her. She's cool. Yeah, that's what was tickling my nose. I'm done with this one. Apart from the few tweaks I need to do to her face. Hello, Boo. Oh, Scooby's awake. That was a big stretch. That was a big stretch, Mr. Boo. Hi. That was a big stretch. Hello, little boy. That was a big stretch for a little boy. What are you doing? Hi. Oh, you're all sleepy-eyed. Look at you. He always looks so discombobulated when he's just woken up. Do you know what day it is? No, you're not sure. Okay. You know when you go for a nap and you wake up and you literally don't know what day it is and you have to go and check? That's how Scooby looks every time he wakes up. He never quite looks like he knows what's going on. I need to get the rest of these out. These are really cool, especially for colouring in this book. Look at that. Look at this. It didn't even bleed through or anything. I mean, it ghosts, but it doesn't bleed or anything. I need to use more of them in this book. I'm almost tempted to swap them for my... because I've got quite a few colours and they're kind of cool. They're all cool colours. I've got a couple over on my desk, but I've also got that one, and that. I've got the pumpkin set, you see, the Halloween set, which has got all the cool colours in it. All the greens and oranges and yellows, greens and oranges and purples, which is what I like. And then I've got a really dark russet brown somewhere. I've got a dark red, I've got a bright red, and I've got a black. There's the brown. Oh, I've got a blue as well. I forgot about that because I bought the primary set of the red, blue and yellow. Could put those in the back there, couldn't I? In fact, I could put those in there. And then could still have these in here. Like that. Oops, sorry, I'm off camera. Ooh, the white balance. I forgot all about the white balance. There we go. Let's put it back to normal before we blind everybody. Yeah, I've got a few more can go in there. Those fit in there quite nicely. You could even put those in there, you know. Because I kind of like having that pocket for my... Yeah, there we go. That works. And I've got room for the other three in there. Arrgh. Goodness me, Mr. Boo. That's a lot to say for yourself. Okay. Don't need those in there. That can go back in there. Which one does it go in? That one? Nope. That one. That one's no good, but I can go in the bin, it's dead. And scene. Holds a lot, this thing. Holds a lot. It'd hold even more if once I split these up and they go all the way along. But I didn't have enough elastic bands. Boo-boo, what are you doing? Goodness me! That was a sneeze. That's what I call a sneeze, Mr. Boo. Oh, I've got one left there. Hang on. Apparently I got green paint on my bag. Don't know how I managed that. Like, seriously, how? How did I manage that? It's another reason for making your own and not spending 40 quid on one. Because it would just get covered in paint anyway. There we go. Put that in there for now. It is very Beetlejuice, isn't it? It's a shame I didn't have purple canvas or green canvas. If this had been lime green canvas, this would have been my ideal bag, I think. And it's got my Jack Skellington on it as well. The other one is Ravenclaw colours. It's got blue bits and Ravenclaw ribbons. Right, I think I'm done for the day. I won't be streaming tomorrow because there's class tomorrow. And straight after class I'm doing an astrology reading for someone. So, expect me to put out a shrunken head. Oh dear. I probably could paint the inside with dye, but do you think that's going to happen? I mean, I don't mind the pink, it's not horrendous. Yeah, no stream tomorrow because I'm teaching and then I've got an astrology reading immediately after class. That's more than enough for one day. But I should be on Friday, as long as thingy works. Oh, excuse me. As long as YouTube works, I should be on Friday. And if I'm not on here, I will be over on Twitch. So go follow me on Twitch. Link is down in the bio. In the description down below. Link is down there. Go follow and you'll get a notification, hopefully, at some point. I mean, you usually get a Twitch notification after the stream finishes, but you know. That's assuming you get one at all. Katie, can you check in with Jess and make sure she's still okay for tomorrow night? Because I know things are changing fast right now. An all-day craft party. A Friday craft along. I'm really happy with this. I like the way she's come out. Let's take a picture while I'm under good light. If she wants to rearrange, it's perfectly fine. She can do that if she wants to. It's no need to check in with me, just swap it to whatever she wants, it's fine. There we go. The trouble is, I can do an all-day stream, and I certainly could do one on Fridays, because Fridays I basically just sit down and draw all day anyway. But with not being able to get out and exercise, I've got to be careful that I don't just sit down all day and not move, because my back will not like me if I do that, nor will my knee. Check your IG. Yes. Oh, well, I'm always on IG. I don't need to be told to check my IG. It's the only place I'm on now. I can't stand Facebook. I don't like Twitter. Too many words, not enough pictures. I like scrolling Instagram and watching the cute doggies. I think Mr. Boo wants to go for a wee. Do you need a wee, Mr. Boo? You do? What, goodness me. I suppose we better let you go out for a wee then. Yes? You want to go out for a wee? You do? His little feet. There you go. Right. That's it for today. I'm getting to the point. You know that week between Christmas when you don't know what day it is? Prepare for a month of that. It's Wednesday. It's a good job it tells me on my computer what day it is. So, won't see you tomorrow unless you're in class. Everybody else, see you Friday. Bye.